Hey, what's going on, guys? I got a wow, okay. Pokemon Showdown replay as shown by the screen, and I'm gonna click it on normal speed. It's a UU battle. I don't know why, but Showdown makes it to where you're always on the other side, so I am the other guy on the other side. So let's get into this. I don't know if you guys saw the team preview, but he has a Crobat, Umbreon, Darmanitan, Steelix, Kingdra, and a Sceptile. I predicted the Crobat lead, and you're about to see I didn't predict that very well, but I'm immediately going to go for the Dragon Tail, predicting him to just kill me off with a Leaf Storm. That actually doesn't happen, and I Dragon Tail him into his Crobat. This was really nice what happens here. He goes for the taunt as I go for the Rock Blast, predicting the taunt. That's kind of a standard Crobat thing. Now I was hoping to get 4 to 5 hits, and wouldn't you know it, I don't. That's not really that big of a problem because I'm going to predict the Roost and go for the Earthquake. He makes not really a questionable switch. I mean, it is a wall, but he probably thought I was going to go right for the Rock Blast again, but like I said, I predicted the Roost, so there was no big deal in going for Earthquake. I'm going to Earthquake again because I really don't need Rhyperior that much in this battle. Looking at his team and looking at my low amount of health, it doesn't really matter. Now right here, he's going to crit me with this Earthquake, and I'm pretty sure that did matter because he's not Life Orb. He's obviously not an offensive Steelix, seeing as he took minimal damage from my Earthquakes. Now right here, I'm going to send in my Kingdra, and I'm just going to Specs Hydro Pump something in the fucking face. He stays in, which was really smart on his part, because had he switched in predicting my Hydro Pump and I had gone for maybe a Draco Meteor, something on his team was guaranteed to die. So he's going to bring the Sceptile, and at this point I'm like, well, what wants to die? So I'm actually going to send out my Hitmontop, and it's just going to die off to a Leaf Storm. But this is kind of nice because it gives me a nice clean switch into my Cobalion. Cobalion? Or is it Cobalion? It's Cobalion. Anyway, I'm going to switch into that. I'm going to go for the sub. And what I should have done right here was gone straight for the Swords Dance, seeing as he couldn't switch up moves and he couldn't do anything to me, allowing me to get off heavy hits on his team. But I go straight for the sub, and right here, I figured he would go for the taunt, which is why I don't SD. Had I SD'd right here, this game would have been over, because nothing on his team outspeeds me at this point, except maybe his Darmanitan if it is Scarfed, but I kind of have an answer for that, so I'm not really too worried about it. He's going to Brave Bird and break my sub, and we're kind of going to go through this weird thing where I'm hoping he's just going to Roost after my Swords Dance to kind of buy some time, but he's actually going to predict me to go for the sub at any point. I don't know why he didn't just go for the taunt, just in case I had planned on going for a sub at any point from here. It would have stopped this turn completely. But he decides to just do that. I mean, we would have been at square one. I would have had 25% more health, and my damn cat is knocking on my door. So anyway, he keeps Brave Birding. I'm like, fuck it. I just need to Iron Head and kill this thing off. I wasted damn near all my health just trying to stall out and hopefully make him make a bad prediction. Now right here he makes this really questionable play and switches into a Sceptile, which is more than likely modest, so I do outspeed because I do run a Jolly Cobalion. That is why we run positive speed natures. Now he's going to bring in his Darmanitan, and the way he brought it in, I figured he was banded, but he actually is Scarfed. He just thought I might be running Adamant Cobalion, which, I mean, isn't a bad guess, but it's not a good one really. So I'm going to send out my Kingdra, and it's time to Specs Draco something. And he actually stays in. Not sure why he would do that. Maybe me thinking he would switch out, but the thing is, that crit didn't matter. The next thing is that had I switched out into something, I don't want my Honchkrow or my Houndoom matched up with this Kingdra without some type of boost. So I'm actually going to stay in, and I don't get the knockout, which is extremely disappointing. But it's fine because now he has almost no health and he's at -2. So this is going to give me a free switch into either of these Pokemon, which will absolutely decimate what he has left. Assuming I do get the right predictions. So anyway, I'm going to send in my Houndoom. I'm actually going to go for the HP Grass because I really didn't want to use Nasty Plot and have him not be Specs and go for a Hydro. I want this thing as high of health as I can possibly keep him, just because Umbreon is kind of a nuisance. So right here, realizing that your average Umbreon has nothing to touch a Houndoom, barring maybe Toxic, I'm going to go for the Nasty Plot as he goes for the Wish. Now, I didn't pan this out in my head. I was like, oh, he's just going to protect again. So what I'm going to do is actually predict this and go straight for another Nasty Plot. What he's going to do is actually Baton Pass this to his Kingdra, bringing it up to a pretty reasonable amount of health, and I'm like, oh shit, in my head, like, what is this thing? Now, I do realize it's not Scarfed, but I am at +3, so I kind of realize, unless this thing is Scarfed, I win. And of course it's not, because my Kingdra outsped and it is Specs. So that's pretty much game from this point. He's going to send out the Umbreon and go for Foul Play, I believe, and it is not going to do jack diddly nothing. And I actually get a burn, which was kind of lousy. He does go for the Foul Play, does 13%. I mean, it's resisted, and Houndoom has crap physical attack. I mean, the way I'm running it, it does. I run, I think, 0 for the lowest amount of IVs in attack that I can, with HP Grass being a compatible hidden power. So that's going to be the game, a 2-0. Pretty decent battle, actually. I made some really good predictions. This was when I was much lower on the ladder, actually. I was in the 1500s. This guy was in the 1600s. He was 1624, and I was 1448. So I was barely making my way up the ladder. Now, I have some very good news for you people that like to get Pokemon TCGO codes. I have in my hand 1, 2, 3. I have 32 codes in my hands. One of them is actually for the White Kyurem theme deck. So, if you want that one, I would like you to drop a comment. Now, if I do give you the theme deck, that will be the only code you get. But it is a theme deck. It has a White Kyurem, so that actually, yeah, it is the White Kyurem theme deck. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. The first 5 people that comment on this video will get... I'm just probably going to give out like 5 or 6 codes because I have so damn many just laying around. So 5 to 6 codes just depending on how I feel. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like it, hit it, subscribe, and rate it. Let me know what you guys thought of Houndoom putting in some work. And some of my earlier predictions in the battle were pretty decent, I thought. But if you think otherwise, please let me know. So I'll catch you guys later.